Our next speaker is from the Chaney Enterprises companies. Jan Holt is the Chief Customer Officer for Chaney Enterprise. They have, I think, 6 plants here in the Eastern Shore. Many of you may not know that. Jan previously served as Chief Marketing Officer and Vice President of Sales for the Brick Companies in Edgewater, Maryland. She also served as Vice President of Marketing for Atlantic Golf in Edgewater, Maryland. And Jan will be here today to talk to us a little bit about what's happening in the construction world on the Eastern Shore in the state of Maryland. So please welcome Jan.
Okay, so thank you to the Chamber for inviting me. I am very honored to be surrounded by so many great speakers. Also, thank you to Salisbury University for hosting, beautiful venue. I am the CCO of Chaney Enterprises. I manage all customer-facing aspects of the company. I typically am not the speaker for the company. It is our CEO. He could not be here today because we had a very important board meeting, so here I am. Chaney Enterprises is a 56-year-old company. We are locally owned and operated. Yes, we are here on the shore. We've been here 20 years. But as you know, on the shore, it takes a very long time to become a local. So hopefully we can get your help with that today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our trials and tribulations and trends in construction. Now, the economy is good, and things are looking very promising. But I'm here to talk to you about the challenges because we all know what's good, but what we really need to talk about is how to make it better. We're on a wave right now, and we need to ride that wave, but without facing these challenges and addressing them, we won't be able to do that and take advantage of what's ahead of us. So 80% of construction businesses are struggling right now because of labor shortages. And if we don't address that, we are not going to be able to capitalize on this great economy. So right now, you know, in 2006 to 2011, we lost about 2 million people in this industry. They went to other industries. They had to support their families during the downturn. They retired. The next generation has not shown any interest in the industry. That is probably the industry's fault for not making the proper changes to attract those folks. You know, it's kind of like the game of life, right? You either choose a career or college, and you don't really know how it's going to end up. So, same situation, right? So we've done a really great job at pointing our children towards college, and believe me, I'm there. I have 4 daughters, 1 with a master's, 2 in college, 1 a senior, a granddaughter with a 529, and a grandson on the way. So I get it, but nobody wants to work on a construction site anymore, and it's a real problem. They don't want to drive a truck. They don't want to get on a construction site, and this is the lifeblood of your community. If you can't get materials, you can't get anything done. So we have to start career pathing at a younger age. We have to have the college fairs and the career fairs. They go hand in hand, hand in hand. So, sorry, I'm glad I printed these. So, number 2 is your driver shortage, which goes along with your labor shortage. We have a 50,000 person shortage in the U.S., 50,000. So what you have is trucking is the lifeblood of our economy. It is, at a minimum, the first leg and the last leg of delivery. Think about that. Where would Purdue be? How would you build this beautiful venue? How would you get anything? There's no commerce without trucking. Very important. 50,000 person shortage. The UK parallels us with the same shortage, and emerging markets are like double. This is going to bring us to our knees. We are going to we're going to get to a standstill. Our drivers are aging. It's a huge issue. What we have to do as an industry, this is our industry, we have to make trucking more accessible. We have to be more innovative. Our trucking has to be easier. It has to be simpler. We have to attract women. We have to attract the next generation. We have to be more friendly. We have to change our public image so that people want, this is a great way to make a living. We have to make people want to do this. Regulations in trucking. You know, the nationally, we have to support this industry in trucking. Right now, the only support we're getting is more regulation, making it even harder and harder and harder. So it's just, I think it's going to be one of those things that we're all talking about it and we see it coming, but it's almost to a full boil. And when it gets there, we're all going to feel it. It's going to drive prices up. It's a very, very important thing to address. I was going to talk a little bit about technology. Our industry is a late adopter. We're not an early adopter of technology. So we're getting on board, but we're not getting on board fast enough. So the next generation is not attracted to our industry because the technology, everyone else is so much further ahead. So we have to be more attractive in that way, and we're getting there. And, you know, we are an industry full of hardworking and probably the most innovative people. So once we get there, watch out. But, you know, we're just not there yet. So the millennials, I feel like we've kind of almost lost them, so we need to start focusing on the next group. Material costs have increased significantly. The economy is outpacing the material cost increases, so the future looks very bright. But we did have about a 9% material increase in lumber, iron, and steel this year. And a lot of that is due to the tariffs. I don't believe we've seen the full impact of that yet because many groups had pre-tariff pricing locked in advance. So their projects really didn't feel, their projects went on and they didn't feel those increases yet. But this coming year, they are going to feel it. So there's going to be more of an increase. But right now, we're outpacing economically those increases. So, you know, through, I would say, 2015, we had about a 15% growth, and then about a 7% growth, and then this year a 3% growth, and then in 19, I think we'll have another 3% growth. So it's like slow and steady wins the race. So that's kind of where you are in a mature economy. The economy has finally matured, and now we're just sort of slow and steady. And honestly, I don't think we could do any more from a building standpoint because we don't have the labor to support anything more than slow and steady. We just don't have it. Natural disasters. Have we had any here recently? I don't think so. But it's certainly trickled down, right, or trickled over. So, you know, we had $306 billion in natural disaster in 2017. It has moved into 18. I don't even know what the numbers are yet, but it drives our costs up. Insurance, materials, again, labor shortages. It goes on and on and on. You know, we live in a disposable society, but, you know, we're not disposable people. So we really need to get with the program and think not about necessarily green, that's kind of old, not sustainable, that's kind of old, but resilience. Resilience, resilience, resilience. Build to last. Stop being penny wise and pound foolish. Stop looking at that upfront cost. Look at the life cycle cost. Look at the long term. The insurance companies are not paying for much. You know, I had a cute little cartoon for you, you know, but basically, you know, your rates just keep going up. They're not covering anything, and I'm shocked that at this point the hammer hasn't come down and they said you will build this way, you will build to last, period. So I think it's coming. Modular building is going to be on the rise. It's sort of you know, you're putting walls together inside of buildings and then buildings, so it saves on time. It's a little bit weatherproof, a little more precise. It's economical. You need less labor. So that is technology in construction. And that is about it, folks. So thank you.